Good evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Grant Olson is away this evening. I'm Jefferson Robbins. We've got a lot of news to cover tonight, but before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our trusty weather window. This is a view from our cross-cam camera, the Local-Tel Wi-Fi, Sky-Fi, cross camera. Big foggy view of the Wenatchee Valley. When I was growing up, we referred to this recent weather as, quote, splooty. Snow fell on the upper Wenatchee Valley yesterday, about 1.5 inches at Leavenworth, but that quickly turned to rain, and that adds up to avalanche danger. The Northwest Avalanche Center has high alert warnings out for skiers and other users of the mountain backcountry, so please proceed with caution if you have to proceed at all. Now, a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A check fraud scheme from 2018 has apparently come back around to bite an East Wenatchee man. The state of Washington is taking new steps to cope with the threat of coronavirus, and yet another round of flyers are passed out in Wenatchee neighborhoods promoting white supremacy. But first, our top story tonight. The Kashmir woman who allegedly phoned police after murdering her elderly mother is not mentally fit to stand trial. That's the finding of Chelan County Judge Travis Brandt, who yesterday ordered Anita Burgess Jones to undergo psychiatric therapy at Eastern State Hospital. She's charged with first-degree murder in the January 11th killing of her mother, 96-year-old Catherine Witzai, at their shared home in Kashmir. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies say Jones admitted to stabbing, strangling, and bludgeoning her mother to death, but her defense attorney says Jones is too mentally unstable to effectively communicate with him. She'll spend up to 90 days in treatment before coming back to court for another hearing. The police say an East Wenatchee man is implicated in a check forging scheme that dates back almost 2 years. Jesse Dillon Holm, who's 27, was charged this week with forgery for allegedly depositing a fraudulent $4,000 check in November 2018, purportedly from the Dovex Fruit Company. It was one of several such false checks that police believe were distributed by Frank Reyes Lara, age 57, who served 6 months in jail for identity theft and now faces drug and firearm charges in Douglas County. On Tuesday, Douglas County prosecutors issued a court summons for Jesse Holm. He's already charged in Chelan County with vehicle prowling and identity thefts that occurred last year in Malaga. He must appear in court in Waterville on February 24th. Well, the state has set up a coronavirus quarantine site at the Washington State Patrol Fire Training Academy in North Bend. The site will be used for travelers from the Hubei province in China who are not able to self-quarantine at home. There has been one confirmed case of the novel coronavirus in the state. That one's in Snohomish County, and 12 cases nationwide. A student at Central Washington University who recently traveled to China was tested for the virus last week, but results of that test have not yet been announced. 565 people have died from the flu-like illness caused by the Wuhan coronavirus, none of them in the United States. Well, membership in the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce is growing, and according to Executive Director Shiloh Burgess, numbers could double over the next 10 years. She told NCWLIFE Steve Hare, it's not only about how many members the chamber has, but it's about building partnerships and relationships.
We've actually tried to cool our heels a little bit with growth. When I started, we had a low for the organization. We were about 505 members my first year, and then we now today are at almost 675 members. And wow. We have not crest below 650 since my second year with the organization. We've stayed that way, though, because it's really hard to provide good service to all of those members. And so we believe we have the capacity to be eventually a 1,200 member chamber. It's kind of where we think we should be here in the next probably 10 years, if you will. But we want to build relationships. So we have a new membership model that basically you start as a member, but as you go through the stages of that membership your first year, we hope you leave as a partner with our organization. And because in a partnership, what you know is that you have value that you're bringing to the organization, and the organization has value that we're bringing to your business, and together, hopefully, we're adding value to our greater community, the greater business community, and the region as a whole. So we're really changing, or trying to change the culture and how we do business, and our businesses have responded.
You can see all of Steve's interviews on our website, ncwlife.com. Coming up next, an unexpected sentencing decision in a Wenatchee armed robbery case. The nation celebrates one of Washington's premier crops, and there's a burgeoning business in pet technology. I'm Jefferson Robbins, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
It's a marvelous markdown at Sangster Buick GMC.
Hi, Corey Sangster, and we're ending the year with a bang. Take advantage of below market pricing on our entire used vehicle inventory. We've stocked up on a great selection of all and four-wheel drives just in time for winter. Virtually every make and model, all price point, and $49 down delivers. Pick a vehicle, pick a payment, and drive away with $49 down. Before you buy, compare price, service, and selection.
December is a marvelous markdown at Sangster Buick GMC or sangstermotors.com.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. A Chelan County judge rejected a plea agreement on Wednesday that would have let an 18-year-old armed robber go free after just 4 months. Alan Meza Duarte robbed 2 teenagers in Wenatchee last September, received a 1-year prison sentence last week after pleading to second-degree armed robbery. Yesterday, he pleaded to a related charge of unlawful firearm possession, with prosecutors recommending just 4 months in jail. But Judge Kristen Ferreira put aside that agreement and sentenced Meza Duarte to another year to be served once his current sentence is complete. Another 18-year-old defendant, Brian Solis, is charged with threatening witnesses in that case. Now, believe it or not, February is National Cherry Month. The trees might be bare and the orchards are quiet, but February was reportedly picked to coincide with the birthday of famed cherry tree chopper George Washington. To recognize Cherry Month, State Lands Commissioner Hillary Franz this week shared video of a conversation she had with Wenatchee cherry grower Kyle Matheson. The two met on lands to milk leases from the State Department of Natural Resources.
So what's this kind?
This is called a staccato. The staccato's supposed to have that deep red flesh with really high sugars, good size. We had some hail at the very end, you can see here, and some splits. Wow. We had a hailstorm, and so we had to sort through them. But it's like everything. You're only as good as your last spot. And God, it's nice to have partners like with the DNR where we can lease ground and we can, make money for the schools. At the same time, we can grow world famous cherries,
I call it the triple bottom line benefit because you're like taking care, you're feeding the community, you're feeding the economy, and you're feeding our schools, right? And you're taking care of the land.
You're right. It's amazing how this revenue from these cherries come into this community, come into the state, and it just trickles down. The people that pick the cherries, the merchants that sell the groceries, the cars, all of this thing it's just kind of what fuels Chelan County is the fruit business. I have to say we're blessed to live in such a wonderful place. And if you come over here, you gotta look at this view.
Light view. Okay.
It's fun though.
So how many generations? Because
I'm fourth generation.
You're fourth generation, and you started down at what year?
Well, so I was put in charge of the cherries in 1969 down at the warehouse. At that time, we were small growers, and we were able to make a product that people wanted, and we just continue to build on that. And now we've been blessed with this land that God's blessed us with, and we're able to, unique location, grow cherries. There's 3 things you gotta have, and that's location, location, location. Warm days and cold nights. Okay, we gotta go.
I know, look at him. Oh my gosh, I can hug you. You're amazing.
Well, the business of finding lost pets just produced a partnership. Wenatchee's own Pet Hub announced this week it's teaming up with Pet Data of Dallas, Texas. The two companies both use tech to tag and license our furry friends. Pet Hub developed digital ID tags to identify lost pets through a smartphone app. Pet Data says Pet Hub's digital ID tags, quote, are the future of pet licensing and are a perfect fit with Pet Data services. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, we investigate racist flyers distributed around Wenatchee neighborhoods. And Eric Granstrom's here with your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News, so please stay with us.
The two hottest pickups in America are at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First, the Ram 1500 with back-to-back Truck of the Year awards from Motor Trend, and now the Car and Driver 10 Best list for 2020. They call it a luxury sedan with pickup capabilities. Ram is on a roll now with third-generation eco-diesel power. Next up, the Jeep Gladiator, also a 2020 10 Best model based on the new award-winning Jeep Wrangler. It has options and capabilities that no other truck can offer. Two more reasons when it comes to buying a truck: there's no reason to leave town.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Over the last 5 months, flyers like these reading "No White Guilt" have been appearing on residential lawns all over Wenatchee. NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins looked into the rash of white supremacist literature and has this report.
Sherilyn White's husband found the flyer on their Wenatchee lawn Wednesday morning. The headline, "No White Guilt," above a list of website addresses and an Islamophobic cartoon.
And when I went out to get the paper, I looked around, and there was one across the street and one in his yard.
Wenatchee Police Captain Brian Chance says 3 neighbors in and around the Westwood subdivision called to report the leafleting early Wednesday.
They were contained in a plastic bag. They had a rock inside the bag. Our suspicion is that whoever was disseminating the paperwork was likely just driving up the road and throwing these out from their vehicle as they're passing through neighborhoods.
It's at least the 3rd time such literature has been distributed since September. That month, flyers appeared on lawns and driveways on 9th Street near Wenatchee Valley College. The websites they promote are identified as white supremacist outlets by the Southern Poverty Law Center. One of them had its YouTube channel shut down twice for racist content. Sherilyn says finding the leaflets was an unpleasant discovery.
I don't know. We have such a diverse community, and I have always felt, ever since I moved here 40 years ago, that even though it appears on the outside to be a real conservative community, at heart, people here have always been tolerant and inclusive, in my mind.
Chance says distributing such leaflets doesn't rise to the level of a crime, but police welcome reports if residents are disturbed by the activity.
I would believe that most officers would be curious to talk to somebody that they saw distributing this paperwork, just to, contact them and gain a better understanding of kind of where they're coming from and what their purpose is in distributing this kind of paperwork.
Sherilyn says she sees the message in the flyer as a step backwards for American society.
It's surprising to me, in a way. I felt like we were on an upward path and not going backwards. You can't go backwards in life. Life is growth and expansion and moving forward and new ideas, and this kind of thing is taking people back to another time, which no longer exists.
NCWLIFE is interested in hearing from Wenatchee Valley residents who've received this kind of literature, or from those who distribute it. We welcome your calls and emails at 888-6295 or news@ncwlife.com. Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
Well, Grant was right on the money yesterday when he said we would see some showers today, and that's definitely what we had as we looked out the weather window here this afternoon from our cross camera looking above the Wenatchee Valley. Yeah, a little low-lying clouds and some rain, and the shower activity is going to continue. Let's see what happened as far as the day is concerned here today. As we look at the almanac, 44 the expected high today. We got up to that with just kind of a dreary day today. Now overnight low will happen about 2 o'clock this morning at 30 degrees. The normal for this time of year, we're in the neighborhood anyway. 39 the normal high, 27 the normal low for this time of year. The record high for today was set back in 1967 of 56 degrees. And in 2014, we had no temperature at all. It was 0 in 2014. Precip, we did get a little bit of a trace yesterday, but not enough to measure anything, so we're still at 1.11 inches of rainfall so far this year. The snow at 11.2 inches, and you talk to the folks up there at Leavenworth and Lake Wenatchee, they'd like winter to figure it out because we get snow and then we get rain and then we get snow, and as you saw earlier, avalanche conditions up at Stevens Pass, and we're expecting more rain in the higher elevations for the next little while. 7:20 was our sunrise this morning. The sun set tonight at 5:10. We're gaining about 2 minutes of daylight every day. Let's see what's in store for us as far as the temperatures are concerned tomorrow. We're going to see some patchy fog, some showers in the morning. Otherwise, maybe some sun breaks tomorrow. 46 in Moses Lake, 44 in Ephrata, Quincy at 44. Very warm, 49 in Ellensburg. Wenatchee at 46. Let's go up the valley, 45 in Cashmere, 44 in Leavenworth. Well, Lake Wenatchee at 40 degrees. It'll be 44 in Aniat, 42 in Chelan. And for our friends up in Omak, they're expecting maybe some sunshine in the afternoon tomorrow with a high of 40 degrees. As far as the surface loop, let's talk about what's happening here as we have this onshore flow that's coming in that's creating some of the wet conditions that we've seen today. See how wide these bands are. That means not a lot of wind expected, at least for the day today. Now tonight that's going to change, and into tomorrow morning you see this low pressure system off the coast of Vancouver. That's kind of spinning things into us here. That's going to flow in through the night tonight and then leave us with some showers in the morning, a little bit of fog in the morning tomorrow. We might even see some sunshine for the Wenatchee Valley for the afternoon and some of our areas here in eastern Washington. Also some winds expected tomorrow afternoon, as well as you see those bands of pressure systems that kind of squish together, and that causes the winds to pick up. We're going to see those winds continue through the day on Friday and then into Friday night and into Saturday morning. But by the time we get to Saturday afternoon, things are going to clear up. Saturday night we're going to see cool conditions. It's going to have that opportunity for this cold air to flow down from British Columbia once again. So that's going to give us temperatures in the 20s overnight Saturday night. As we're left with Sunday, see this high pressure system off the coast here? That's going to really shelter things for the end of the weekend and into the first part of next week. Let's take a look at our forecast now, and it's brought to you by Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Here you have it, 60% chance of rain through the afternoon and into tonight. Overnight low tonight to around 35 degrees for the Wenatchee Valley. Tomorrow we're going to see clouds and showers mainly in the morning hours for Wenatchee. Also some patchy fog all throughout the basin. Up in the Quincy area might be some tough visual conditions. Up in the Quincy area, White Trail Road might be a problem once again. 44 for a high tomorrow. We'll get through with the clouds and then it'll sweep in some sunshine with some winds tomorrow afternoon as well. 33 for the high, or for the low tomorrow night. As we head into the weekend, we're going to see maybe a few clouds, maybe a few showers on Saturday morning, but Saturday afternoon, the winds are going to sweep that away again, and we're going to get sunshine and drying conditions for the rest of Saturday through Saturday night and into the weekend are going to be pretty normal for our high temperatures and our low temperatures. We're expecting 43 on Sunday, 28 for the low Sunday night. We'll head back to work next week. Pretty much the same thing with sunshine on Monday, a few clouds roaming in by Tuesday and Wednesday. Really no significant change as far as any moisture until the latter part of next week. That's your forecast brought to you by Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Stay right there. The NCWLIFE Evening News continues. I'll have sports on the way next.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs. And now, it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. The Wenatchee Wild started off a 3-game road trip north of the border on a good note last night, picking up a 3-2 shutout win at Prince George. Tyler Young got Wenatchee on the board first in the 4th minute of the second period. Luke Ormsby gave the Wild a 2-0 lead with his 10th goal of the season in the 3rd, but Wenatchee could not hold on to that lead. Through the overtime, it would go into a shootout. Art Checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network video courtesy of Hockey TV.
On the glove side, back to the right point, Herzog again. That snapshot deflects. Shot from a tough angle by Young. Now back to the point again, loose in front, score! Tyler Young got the rebound home. After it bounced around the rail a couple of times, ended up on Herzog's stick at the right point. His shot came through and the rebound just off to the right-hand side of the netminder. And Tyler Young able to punch it home. That gets the Wild on the board. They lead it 1-0. Smacked away by the paddle of Woodside. Up high to Ormsby, shoots and he scores. Puck came out of the left corner to Luke Ormsby at the top of the left circle. And he spun and just quickly wrapped it home off the iron and in. Sniped by Luke Ormsby. And the Wild now lead it 2-0. So Prince George on the power play. Nick Boken swings it over to Welsh, down low left side. Centering feed, backdoor score. Very quick execution as they worked it around from down low on the left wing side. They zipped it through the slot, poked it off his blade. Lunging, Bayless wanted to clear, but it gets held in. Dished back across and scores. Corey Cunningham. What a bad break for the Wild, but Cunningham with a beautiful finish because that backhand dish was redirected out of midair. Cunningham keeps his scoring streak alive. And this game now tied at 2. Final couple of seconds are going to tick off the clock. And this game is headed to sudden death overtime. Picked up on the near wing, and they'll get it down into the Wild zone on the right wing boards. Final couple of seconds tick away, and this game is going to be decided in a shootout. Referee's address, the right-hander will pick up the puck, comes right up the middle, shoulder fake, deke, backhander scores. It'll be Brett Chorsky from Edina, Minnesota. Big lanky right-hander. He's going to curl over to his right. Puck rolled for a minute, lays down. He's in, he deke, curls, shot, oh, and he scores. Oh my. For Prince George, Tom Richter, second shooter. He's a lefty. He'll angle way wide to his right, hits the blue line, angles back in. And the puck jumps up and rolled off his blade and to the end wall. Never even got the shot off. He cuts off to his left. Waits, hits the brakes, rips one in. Hit the brakes and just wired a snapshot on the glove side across the body. Who scored the game-tying goal has a chance to try to even things up here. He's a lefty, drifts way wide to the near side. 5-hole attempt is no good. And that's it. And the Wenatchee Wild will pick up the win in the shootout.
Nice win last night. Wild continue the road trip in Surrey against the Eagles at 7 o'clock on Friday. They'll head to Langley Saturday for a 7:15 game. Wild return back home next week for the final 2 games of the regular season on the home ice. They'll play against Vernon on Friday, Chilliwack next Saturday. Wenatchee Valley College men and women swept Columbia Basin Community College in NWAC play last night on the road. The Lady Knights got 18 points from Natalie Andreas and 15 from Chastity Spady in a 69-54 win over the Hawks. WVC improved to 16-7 overall, 6-3 in conference play with the win. On the men's side last night, WVC had 4 players in double figures in a 91-79 win over Columbia Basin. Malik Parsons came off the bench with 28 points. Chance Michaels had 15, Abdullah 15, and Austin Hatch 12 in the victory. Coming up tonight on the women's college basketball schedule, Eastern Washington hosts Montana. Actually, that was earlier today. I should have had a score for you. Sorry about that. Central Washington welcomes Alaska to Ellensburg tonight, 5:15. That one's just getting underway. Later at 7, number 12 Gonzaga travels to Pacific in West Coast Conference play. On the men's side tonight, Eastern Washington plays at Montana at 6. Central Washington hosts Montana State Billings at 7:30. Tonight at 8 on CBSSN. Number 2 Gonzaga hosts Loyola Marymount. On the Les Schwab Prep basketball scoreboard from last night, couple of games. The Chelan girls put away Tenasket 55-26 in an non-league game. And for the Chelan boys, Kate Christopherson led the all-players with 26 points. Goats came out on top. Victoria's 84-25. Tigers were held to single digits in each quarter, including just 3 in the fourth frame. Coming up tonight on the Prep girls basketball schedule, it's a slim one. Cashmere celebrates senior nights at 5:45 against Cascade. Etihad girls travel to Wilson Creek at 5:45. On the boys' side, same story, just different start times. Cashmere hosting Cascade at 7:15. At halftime of the boys' game, Haley Van Lith will be honored for being selected to the McDonald's All-American game. Etihad and Wilson Creek get going at 7:30. Tonight's hockey night here on the NCWLIFE channel. We're featuring the Wild and Trail Smoke Eaters from the Town Toyota Center back on January 25th. Art Checker has the call at 7 o'clock here on your television home for the Wild, the NCWLIFE channel. Then, after we get through hockey tonight, we'll wrap up our sports schedule at Eastmont High School tomorrow night while the Wildcats host Davis at senior nights. I'll be courtside for the play-by-play girls live on our Facebook stream at 5:45, followed by the boys at 7:30. Television broadcast begins at 6:30 for the girls, the boys at about 8 o'clock tomorrow night. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Jefferson, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. Why do I get the feeling we haven't seen the last of you? Finally, from us tonight, it's a visit to the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society for our regular feature, Kennel Cameos, with Megan McPherson.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We're here with Jenny, the volunteer coordinator at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and Sam is joining us this week. Can you tell us about Sam?
Yeah, Sam is one of our senior guys. That shouldn't dissuade you. He has plenty of peps still left in his step. He loves to go walking with our volunteers here. He recently went on a little outing to the riverfront and had a great time. He was good in the car. He was good out on the riverfront. Sam's lived with cats, ferrets, other dogs, and he seems to be pretty good with all of them. He does go to playgroup here at the shelter, so he's good with other dogs. He is older though, and he has some aches and pains, and so small children are not recommended just because he's a little sensitive in areas, but overall Sam's just a really, really great guy. We really like Sam here. He wants all the attention, and so he's constantly talking to us here, wanting lots and lots of attention.
And what should someone do if they want to adopt him?
They should come on down and meet Sam. He's ready to go today.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
That's a handsome guy. Let's check in once again with Eric Granstrom, speaking of handsome guys, this time filling in for Dan Kuntz, for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Eric?
Well, Jefferson, coming up on a finally Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Of course, we'll have your latest local news, weather, sports, past conditions, and such. We'll also introduce you to the final 2 candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival's Royalty Selection Pageant coming up Saturday here on the NCWLIFE channel. We'll introduce you to Megan Lindell and Abby Wilt. That's coming up tomorrow right here on a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I hope you join us.
And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or on our website, ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com. Give us a call, 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL. I'm Jefferson Robbins. Thanks a lot for joining us, and have a great night.
Reinventing FaceTime here at Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, a new family-owned and operated business located in the heart of downtown Wenatchee, Owner Andrew Vickery brings forth years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spa. Let us help you add hydrotherapy to your already healthy lifestyle.